For over a decade, one man lived quietly among the people of Milwaukee. He worked a normal job, greeted neighbors politely, and seemed harmless. But behind the walls of his small apartment was a nightmare that no one could imagine. When police finally entered that apartment in July 1991, what they found shocked the entire world. Human remains, photographs, and confessions that revealed one of the most horrifying crime stories in American history. This is the story of Jeffrey Dahmer, the man who became known as the Milwaukee Monster. Chapter 1. The Early Years. Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer was born on May 21, 1960, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. As a child, he appeared quiet and shy, but there were early warning signs. He became fascinated by dead animals and was known to collect bones from roadkill, curious about how bodies worked. His home life was troubled. His parents often argued, and when they divorced, Dahmer grew more isolated. By his teenage years, he had developed a serious drinking problem and had few friends. Teachers noticed his strange behavior, but assumed he was just shy. No one imagined that this quiet boy would one day commit crimes that would haunt the world. Chapter 2. The First Murder. In June 1978, just weeks after graduating from high school, Dahmer picked up a hitchhiker named Stephen Hicks. They went back to Dahmer's house to drink and talk. When Stephen said he wanted to leave, Dahmer panicked. He hit him with a dumbbell and strangled him. Afterward, Dahmer dismembered the body and buried the remains behind his family home. Later, he would dig up the bones and crush them to destroy the evidence. It was his first murder and the beginning of a dark obsession that would define his life. Chapter 3. The Urge Returns. For nearly 9 years, Dahmer didn't kill again. He joined the army in 1979, but was discharged due to heavy drinking. He tried to live a normal life, but couldn't hold down jobs or relationships. In 1987, the urges returned. Dahmer met Stephen Tuomi at a hotel in Milwaukee. After a night of drinking, he claimed he woke up next to Stephen's lifeless body with no memory of what happened. He took the body back to his apartment, dismembered it, and disposed of the remains. From that point on, Dahmer couldn't stop. Over the next 4 years, he would kill again and again, each murder becoming more disturbing than the last. Chapter 4. Inside Apartment 213. By the late 1980s, Dahmer lived in a small apartment on North 25th Street in Milwaukee. On the surface, it looked ordinary, but inside, Apartment 213 was a house of horrors. He lured young men, many from bars or bus stops, with promises of money or companionship. He drugged them, strangled them, and then carried out his disturbing rituals. He photographed the victims, preserved body parts, and even stored remains in his refrigerator. Police were called several times because of strange smells and noises. Dahmer always had an excuse: spoiled meat or broken fish tanks, and the complaints were dropped. No one knew that behind those walls he had killed 17 people. Chapter 5. The Night Everything Unraveled. On July 22, 1991, Dahmer met 32-year-old Tracy Edwards at a bar and invited him back to his apartment. But once inside, Tracy realized something was wrong. He saw strange chemicals, photographs, and a strong smell. When Dahmer tried to handcuff him, Tracy managed to fight back and escape. He ran down the street, flagged down 2 police officers, and led them back to Dahmer's apartment. What they found inside was beyond anything they could have imagined. Human heads in the refrigerator, bones in drawers, and photographs documenting every stage of his crimes, Dahmer was arrested on the spot. Chapter 6: The Confession. At the police station, Dahmer calmly confessed to everything. He described each murder in shocking detail: how he killed, why he kept body parts, and how he wanted to keep his victims close to him forever. He told investigators that he wasn't killing out of hate. He said he was lonely, that he wanted his victims to never leave him. His words chilled everyone who heard them. Forensic experts later confirmed that his apartment was filled with evidence of at least 11 victims. Over the years, Dahmer had perfected his routine, bringing people home, drugging them, and turning his apartment into a place of unimaginable horror. Chapter 7: The Trial. Jeffrey Dahmer's trial began in January 1992 and quickly became one of the most watched in US history. His lawyers argued that he was insane, that no sane person could do such things. But prosecutors said Dahmer knew exactly what he was doing, that he planned his crimes, hid evidence, and lied to avoid being caught. After weeks of testimony, Dahmer was found guilty of 15 murders and sentenced to 15 consecutive life terms, more than 900 years in prison. In court, Dahmer appeared emotionless, though at times he spoke about guilt and remorse. "I know I was sick or evil or both," he said. "I tried to overcome it, but I just couldn't." Chapter 8: The End of Jeffrey Dahmer. In prison, Dahmer was kept mostly alone for his own safety. He began reading the Bible and claimed to have found religion, but his life behind bars didn't last long. On November 28, 1994, Dahmer was beaten to death by another inmate, Christopher Scarver, inside a Wisconsin prison. He was 34 years old. His death brought a mix of relief and anger. Some families of the victims felt justice had finally come, while others wished he had lived longer to face his guilt every day. Chapter 9: The Legacy. The story of Jeffrey Dahmer continues to disturb people decades later. It's not just about the murders, it's about how long he went unnoticed. Neighbors complained about smells. One victim, a 14-year-old boy, even escaped once, but police returned him to Dahmer after believing his lies. Hours later, that boy was dead. These failures led to public outrage and major discussions about race, police negligence, and mental illness. Many of Dahmer's victims were young men of color, people society often ignored. The case forced America to ask painful questions. How did this happen? Why was it allowed to go on for so long? And how could someone seem so normal, yet be capable of such horror? Chapter 10: Netflix and the Return of the Case. In 2022, Netflix released Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story, reigniting worldwide attention. The series showed not just Dahmer's crimes, but also the pain of the victims' families, people who were often overlooked during the original investigation. The show sparked debate about how true crime stories should be told, whether they should educate or risk glorifying killers. But one thing became clear. Jeffrey Dahmer's story is not about fascination, it's a warning about the dangers of ignoring the signs of evil hiding in plain sight. The Jeffrey Dahmer case remains one of the darkest true stories ever told. It reminds us that monsters don't always look like monsters. Sometimes they look just like anyone else. Even decades later, his crimes continue to haunt Milwaukee and the world. They serve as a chilling reminder that evil can live quietly, right next door. What do you think? Was Jeffrey Dahmer born a monster or made into one by the world around him? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to hear more true stories, of real crimes and real people, subscribe to Cold Case Uncovered, where the truth is often more terrifying than fiction.